We're going to be checking out Half Demon, All Hunter, Boy Story, Hunter, the Parenting Audiolog by Bruva Alphabusa. Of course, it's part of the Hunter the Parenting universe. It's an audiolog, though, so that means we're not going to get any further continuation on the, okay, there's an actual murder mystery now that was legitimately terrifying. Just Bruva Alphabusa and his team, Ogre Papadung, further just drawing that one out to make it hurt a little longer. I mean, on the one hand, they're making a lot of cool stuff, and I started watching the Norfolk Wizard game, and it's really cool. But it's not answering the question of, oh dear God, what just happened, and how did all of that blood get there? Yeah. So we're going to jump in and see where this goes. I've been told the beginning is cringe, and I would like to let you all know if nothing is more cringy than me. Wait, I shouldn't be proud about that. Oh. Whatever. Let's start it up and see what happens. Can't be that cringy. Oh, good, I already left a like. Benefactor of the day? Oh God, they all have custom art. Dude, that's so cool. Bird. Water?
The night was almost pitch black. Rain
Oh God,
flowed
he's
like the tears of angels.
He's actually narrating it like a hard-bitten detective noir story. Oh, this is awesome!
As Akira Cross stood on a rooftop overlooking Aku's city, the rain was heavy and cold like his heart as he looked down on the evil city, filled with the evil creatures of darkness that made him so disgusted. He swept the red highlighted black hair from his pale face, turning his face towards the dark sky, the rain masking his tears that fell from his brown eyes as he thought back to that fateful day that brought him.
I'm sorry, I need to go back. It's all the leather and chokers and more belts. We're practically halfway to a Final Fantasy villain character. No, there's still belts on there, so it's probably more a main character who has an edgy side. Oh, wow. I stand by what I said about noir. Because the aesthetic of edgy teen, edgelord of edginess, is literally a less well-written version of detective noir films. I'm saying it. It's exactly the same thing. Just one is a little better written. That's the only difference.
I forgot how horribly long and boring the drive to the chapter house is.
Oh, so if the previous one was set before they got there, this is set on the way to the chapter house. So we have the place and time then.
I left my Diaz at home.
The Diaz is around that time.
I would, Marcus, but I think Sodi might need some help with the wheel.
Is he drunk again?
No such thing.
Sodi!
I think. What did he just run over?
Please turn. I did
Oh,
not.
now we got pen all over the page. Well, alley-oop.
Crashing into
I'll
skull.
entertain myself.
Oh, he threw it into Marcus's skull.
What's this?
Oh, I did some...
Oh no. No. Boy accidentally threw his cringy self-insert fanfic at Marcus's head and he's reading it. Or is it a comic he drew?
Pulling. You can. Hey, boy.
Oh
What
no.
you doing?
No.
Just writing stuff?
Guileful giggle. I know this face. I have made this face. I can't say anything about what I would do if I made this face, but let's be honest, I already know exactly what Marcus is going to do and fully acknowledge I would be the ass who would do the exact same thing.
What are you writing?
Went full Aussie on that one.
Kinda story.
A story, huh? Do
Yeah.
tell.
Well, for the past little while now, I've been working on a story that I'd really...
Okay, what is going on in the background? The bus is driving sideways. Okay, yeah, Big D needed help.
Working on a story that I'd really like to get Published?
Published.
Published, yeah.
It's just the lisp.
Can I see it?
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of nervous. What if you loathe it?
I understand your hesitation, son, but know that we all support you.
Yeah, don't be nervous. We have
I'm just going to throw it out there. Don't be nervous, we're your family. Is one of the biggest lies anyone could ever tell. Be nervous. They know exactly how to hurt you because they know where you live. And they could post giant laminated copies of the most cringy things you've ever written on a poster board, taped to your ceiling, and wait for you to wake up before turning on all the lights so that you're just staring at your own embarrassment immediately when you wake up. That has never happened. Yep, never happened. We'll never cop to it.
a family. It's not like we got anything better to do on the car ride to Occam's. Ain't that right, love?
No, right, Paul, right?
Aha! That'll show you for tailgating.
Oh god, he just...
Abs,
What did he just write? The PvP zone. The laughter of a man who genuinely does believe the road is inherently a PvP zone. Oh, he's drove it or was in Boston before. Good to know.
abs, I'd love to.
Boy, I am willing to proofread your story. But you must know, if you do not wish to share your tale with us now, you have
And
no
or just
obligation-
being a good dad. What? Blurry of
Okay,
papers?
So all the good stories on the internet usually have something called a beta reader that you have to look at your stuff. So I took the liberty of making a copy for everyone.
Okay, that's actually impressive. Not just that he would know about beta readers, but he would actually have copies ready for people in advance, meaning he was actually okay with people proofreading his things. Most people who write at this level of cringy put it out, never let anyone else see it until it's too late and everyone has seen it. And then they pretend it's all perfect. Not bad. It's actually a huge stepping point in a lot of writing. For example, the hardest thing you could do as a writer isn't actually writing. The first draft is shit. Intentionally keep it that way. Don't proofread. Just get words on a page. Doesn't matter if they're all wrong or you're not even spelling words right. Absolute gibberish so you have a general idea of what you want there is better than literally nothing because first drafts are meant to be shit. Proofreading after that, though, is hard because you have to look at the shit you wrote and fix it. Getting other people to do that is probably the hardest point ever because most people, when they have to confront, oh shit, I wrote this shit, don't and will either pretend they're great or not tell anyone ever until it's too late. Boy, doing this is actually way more brave than most writers ever get. I mean, he might still break under, admittedly probably deserved criticism. But the fact that he's that far on is actually better than most people. Good for him.
Oh, it seems you've been preparing for this.
Jesus, how many pages is this? No wonder the printer was out of ink.
Marcus,
Printers being out of ink means nothing.
ink is replaceable. Boyhood wonder is not.
Soddy, that was a stop sign.
We had right of way.
Soddy, that was a red light.
I was over the line. Over the line.
Soddy, you're supposed to go around the roundabout, not through it.
As an American, I fully agree with Sir D's usage of a roundabout, and I won't hear anything otherwise.
So that's why they call it that.
Hey, Dad, you doing your best to not get us arrested?
No!
Or killed?
For the first half, he might actually say no there. Or even worse, he might say yes. This might actually be his best to not get them arrested.
What? Yeah, sure.
Father, Boy has written a story he would like for us to read.
Oh, what a creative little scam!
Big D's gonna love this.
I'd love to.
Soddy,
He'll absolutely love it or absolutely hate it, and there's no middle
you're
ground.
driving.
It won't make it
Doing
worse!
Something that resembles it.
You can't. That's true.
That's okay, Grampy. You can maybe just listen and...
I'm sorry, he calls him Grampy. Oh, that's just... That's adorable! Oh, and look at his face. He's actually super concerned about it that he doesn't actually get to read it.
tell us all what you think.
Big D is a good
Nonsense.
grandpa.
I shall partake. For my darling grandchild, there is nothing in this world I
He's also
would not
insane.
do for you. I
Like, look at the road, for example.
would stare deep into a burning eclipse.
Probably already done that.
Watch 100 jaguars,
Probably already done that.
Even eat a shapely boulder.
Why a shapely boulder? The fact that he eats rocks doesn't surprise me. The shapely part, kind of surprising.
Like a common household velociraptor.
Everything
They're called chickens. And they're admittedly absolutely terrifying when they're actually mad.
you just described is extremely dangerous.
Well, I don't want any of that. I just want you to hear my story.
Then
The other things might be
support
safer.
your creativity we shall.
Squeak of imminent demise. I love that. Just the lines right here. Squeak of imminent demise. It's actually funnier than the line itself.
Nailed it.
Nailed something.
We should
With
read
the
Boy's
car.
story before we all die.
Right. Say, boy, what's this story about?
Okay.
Oh,
So-
God.
This story's called Akira Cross Vampire Slayer.
I wonder where he got the idea of vampire slayers. Also, I thought half demon, all hunter would be about boy being revealed as a half demon. I'm assuming now it's more a reference to the story he's telling. Ah.
It's about Akira Cross, who's this vampire slayer.
Whoa.
Don't patronize me.
Right, sorry. Well,
I think that is officially boy putting Marcus in his place. Can we just, he knows how cringy it is, and he's just like, nope, shut up.
Slayer.
Boy is the best person ever.
Don't patronize me.
Boy is amazing. I can't hear anyone else tell me about that. It's just the true.
right, sorry. Well, I have consumed countless miles worth of text on sharing sites and online blogs. If you want me to play hardball, I'm a connoisseur in the field of literature written by 11-year-olds and stand ready to viscerally tear apart your story.
I have to check something that I'm not okay with. And oh no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. What year does this take place in? I'm just trying to tell myself that Marcus hasn't explicitly just referenced the fact that he acknowledged reading My Immortal as a good thing. Oh. It's not entirely impossible, but I'm just going to say this is in 2003. I don't think it is, but I'm going to pretend it is just to make that less of a likelihood.
Limb by limb.
No.
Marcus, you're sleeping in the chimney if you do your internet critic bit right now.
Man, you are
Internet
coming at me
critic.
from all sides. I see how it is.
Uncle, I am open to all feedback. I fear nothing but pain, death, and...
Horse. That's probably the smart
This
option.
was a vampire slaying tale.
Well, you got someone to know.
Tremendous. You
Oh God, he's going to start imitating it. Oh no.
know all about that.
He's actually going to do it.
Deadeye. Well,
Rare. Wait. What are they? Rare boy praise.
that wouldn't you, you little deadeye?
Rare boy. Rare boy pride noises. Oh.
Well, it is hard to read the script and avoid collisions at the same time.
You've
Perhaps
tried
you
apparently.
could,
Read it out loud.
Lead us in. Assign us roles as things progress.
Sure.
Oh, because they each have a
Here
script.
goes.
Yeah.
The
Ooh.
night was almost pitch black.
It's so
Rain
cheesy.
falling like the tears of angels.
I actually do love this right here. Just the crayoned in background. I think it might be a pen or a pencil.
As Akira Cross stood on a rooftop overlooking Aku City, the rain was heavy.
Wait, what did that say in the background on the top?
Stood on a rooftop overlooking
There's something
Aku
up here.
City.
Translator note: Aku is also the evil bad guy in Samurai Jack, but Aku does not exist in this universe. Please do not mistake this.
The rain was heavy and
Wait. Oh, because one of the things about early fan fiction, well, technically it doesn't count as early because there was things from Star Wars and Star Trek in the 70s, but a lot of 2000s era fan fiction websites was there was random narrator inserts in the middle of the text that were completely breaking the narrative to tell you just some stupid things you don't even need.
cold like his heart as he looked down
Granted,
on
doesn't
the
make it any
evil
better.
city filled with the evil creatures of darkness that made him so disgusted.
If you want something really crazy, imagine this being read in Big D's voice and realizing that it sounds exactly like he talks. Oh no.
He swept the red highlighted black hair from his pale face, turning his face toward the dark sky, the rain masking his tears that fell from his brown eyes as he thought back to that fateful day.
So beforehand, we saw the super detailed version, and now we see just the initial sketch itself, not what's in Boy's mind.
That brought him there.
Oh, the belt buckles and leather.
Akira came from the legendary Cross family, a clan of vampires hunters
Translated note: cross, as in the death, torture, wood beam Jesus died on. My God.
from all around the world. His father Slab was a Master Chief in the Marines before he became a vampire hunter.
He's literally telling his own origin story in the cheesiest, most nonsensical way possible, but we're actually getting all the information on Big D's family. This is the family tree episode. Huh.
And his mom Yumi was a priestess who hunted demons in Japan.
Ah, the yokai. Many a fearsome creature under that
Is that actually how
Sorry,
he
boy,
met?
I don't mean to digress, but have you actually fought yokai before, Sodi?
Ah,
I mean, I've heard.
Isn't that the Jade Court or something like that? No, Jade Court is Dresden Files. There's another term for it in White Wolf that I can't remember.
Stories about there being special vampires in Southeast Asia, but never anything about a confirmed yokai sighting.
yokai? Why, the true to life was the Dover demon. But Kuei Jin? Mistakes, fantasies, delusions of those who dream of the mysterious Orient.
What?
At best, a cute misunderstanding. At worst, a vile Occidental conspiracy to prevent you from supporting your local Vietnamese takeaway.
God, I wish I got that recorded.
I hate myself because I'm now just wanting Vietnamese takeaway. This is why I should probably not watch these things when hungry. That's on me.
Right, but what about yokai in general?
Oh yes, just as there are various and sundry cryptid critters in Western nations, so too do mysterious beings
Obligatory mage game reference. That makes sense.
exist in the East. Take, for example,
Oh?
the dreaded and pernicious...
Please, we've heard the Onryo story a
Onryo?
1,000 times.
Oh, have you now?
You
They're literally doing a big-lipped alligator moment. It's like, we're not going to talk about it. It's in the background. We don't need to worry about it.
got knackered with some salaryman, found yourself at a third-floor girls' restroom at a high school,
Nope, not-
then managed to summon Hanako-san.
And I fist fought her.
Come on, Dad. Everyone's already heard the toilet ghost story.
What? I'm more surprised that he would acknowledge fist fighting a toilet ghost. Not that he would fight, but he would go into a toilet with his fists. Actually, no, never mind. Knowing everything we do at Big D, that actually makes perfect sense.
Who's Hanako?
Oh, apparently not.
Well, first of all, it wasn't just Hanako-san. It was her three-headed lizard as well. I was nearly dragged into hell through that toilet. Thank you very much.
I think we would all agree if we were dragged anywhere through a toilet, it would count as hell.
Second, that wasn't what I was going to say in the least. No, no. What I speak of is the fearsome Kappa.
What?
The Kappa?
Isn't that like
You
the
mean the little
frog
duck
duck
turtle
thing?
guys that hang out by rivers and eat cucumbers?
what they eat?
Precisely them. In a land surrounded by water and covered in a lattice work of rivers and streams, The kappa is one of the most dangerous apex predators imaginable.
Huh.
They swim like torpedoes from hell.
Cool.
Excitedly
They're
taking
strong enough
notes.
to pull a fully grown stallion into the water. Have teeth sharp enough to shred its liver in an instant. They have 3 anuses and release enough toxic gas to choke a bear.
Oh, good. They can compete with some of my family members, who I am making a point not to specifically name because they might find out.
3 buttholes.
And if they don't render your fat from your hollow, marrowless bones, do you know what they do? Hmm?
Whistles?
They pull your soul right out of your sphincter.
Okay, no, come on now, you.
Oh. So they also have, I'm just going to say Olive Garden. Wow. Taco Bell in Japan. Good to know.
Just pulling my leg.
You think I jest about anal soul extraction?
You've lied about worse
You've
things.
been to the country, you know. But fine, if you don't believe me.
Wait. Is this part of the stuff that Mark... Oh. Where were they when Marcus had his memories wiped? I legitimately do not remember which area. I thought it was either Mediterranean or somewhere around Okinawa. I do not remember, and it could be very important, but it could be completely unimportant too. I don't remember.
Ask your friend Grimmerly when we get to the chapter house.
Oh, no.
Please don't.
I'm almost
Yes.
certain she could tell you all about
At
it.
length.
What with her unyielding love of Japanese culture.
Also, name dropping
She can
Grimline
tell
already.
me about anal soul extraction.
I think
That's what the yaoi paddle's for.
he means she can tell you about kappas in general. Oh, well, honestly, I wouldn't rule out Elise knowing about anal soul extraction.
When the threat of rectal shenanigans looms.
Was Australia where it happened?
Defense
Okay.
is a tight clench and a cucumber
close
at
enough,
the
it might
ready
be
to
able-
placate the thieving magpie. Or you could bow at it so the water in the little divot in its head falls out. And
Bow at it so the little Wait, what? Really? They get beaten by bowing? Is that actually part of White Wolf lore or Kappa lore in general? I have no idea. Also, people are saying the island where everything happened was Norfolk Island in Australia. How many Norfolks are there? Probably a lot, actually. Yeah, probably a lot. I want to know if they were in Japan and Norfolk Island's in the same hemisphere because that's near Australia. It's entirely possible that he doesn't remember because that's part of the memories he lost.
I can't move any longer. When you pour some more water in and become best friends for eternity unending. Those were the days.
He's done it before.
Oh, hey, Dor, I thought you fell asleep.
I believe it is time we return to the story. We have spent a great deal of time on anus attacking monsters without giving Boy meaningful feedback.
Oh, it's okay, Dad. I was getting lots of good notes. I'm gonna include kappas in the story somewhere.
Please
Don't.
do not.
Okay, no butt stuff. Anyway,
Oh my god, that's very just. Look at this. Look at the faces.
okay, no butt stuff.
Oh, that is so perfect. Prove Alphabusa, you son of a bitch. You did it. It's like the sheer shock on Kitten and Mark is just going, whoop. Oh, that's perfect. Thank you just for that alone. The rest of the video could be shit, which I doubt, and I would still be okay with it at this point. Oh.
Anyways, he and his younger twin brother Ryu trained every day at their mansion in Japan, which was actually an old castle from the feudal era. They trained to use katanas and sharkins.
Pause.
Sharkins?
Sharkins?
Shark shuriken?
You know, like Sasuke has? The throwing star things?
Oh, yeah, Naruto would have been coming out around this time.
Yeah, you'll want to change the spelling, otherwise people might think they threw sharks around as weapons.
I don't know. I kind of like the mental image of vampire hunters whipping sharks at monsters.
They kind of do as well.
They
Stupid.
trained to use katanas and shurikens and their mom taught them spells for binding demons and ghosts. But Akira's favorite training was the gun training he had with his dad, because he loved to shoot assault rifles, and sometimes his dad would bring home experimental guns like the crystal pistol, which were always cool.
Yep. They found a way to draw the needler.
A crystal pistol, you say?
Did he actually find something?
Just to ensure I'm witnessing its form in the mind's eye theater correctly, is this a pistol made of crystal, or a pistol that fires crystals? Or perhaps
Both?
is it both?
If it's the gun I'm thinking of, it shoots crystals that violently explode into shards on contact.
And he picked it up as well. Also, the mildly annoyed reaction from Boy because he doesn't like being interrupted when he's talking. Yeah.
Am I right? I bet I'm right.
Yeah, that's how it works, but the crystals are different, because they're magic crystals.
Legally distinct crystal gun.
I absolutely shudder to think of the ramifications.
It's a crystaller, not a needler. Very different.
Actually harness the power of crystal bullets in their weaponry.
Father, I do not believe the United States would even be interested in developing crystal ammunition, even without factoring for the low density of most crystalline materials and the likelihood of shattering upon firing, let alone upon contact. The logistics and cost of carving crystals into the proper bullet shape at a high enough rate of production to outfit even one soldier would quickly outweigh any benefits. Though, perhaps, if one was to house a crystal within a proper casing...
What?
No, the casing would just get in the way! For any crystal's effect to take hold...
I realize what we're watching right now. We're literally seeing the comment section in any forum just played out in person, essentially. It's everyone arguing over random minutia that literally does not matter. If you've been online, like on Space Battles, for example, or any other forum-based website with fiction written into it, this is what every comment section devolves into. A bunch of people taking a random handful of words that do not impact the story in the slightest and spending way more time on it than they had any reason to. This is like shining a bright light on my own deep, dark proclivities, and I'm not okay with this. This is actually kind of off-putting. I'm a little terrified of what this is revealing about myself. Oh, God.
The crystal must make direct contact with the flesh of the target. Why, I remember not long ago, I was accosted outside the legally distinct obese feline by a drunken man claiming to be a druid and brandishing a knife made of pure jasper. As you do. If you know anything about jasper,
What's jasper?
you know it protects the bearer from negative energies. But when
I have no idea what jasper
it
is.
can fill its victim with all of the negative energy ensconced within its crimson form.
Also, what did it just weaponize, inflict, and fill his victims with all of the literal being stabbed as well? But maybe that's a different thing. Oh, and John Cook, you sent the Robin Hood's bread store on Discord. Oh, funny you should mention that one.
As I learned when the druid housed his blade right into my lower abdomen. Though I quickly managed to slam dunk the druid into a nearby gutter. For days after, I found myself mired in malaise and malcontent.
He's confusing being stabbed with magic.
The weight of all of the negativity now pervading my body.
And stab
thanks to
wounds.
that damned Jasper.
Dad, are you sure you weren't feeling bad because you
Got stabbed by a hobo.
You know, got stabbed?
Actually, for him,
Think I
that might
haven't
do
been
it.
stabbed
Nothing.
Before, young man. I know the difference between a normal stabbing and a negatively charged stabbing.
You know, I thought they were going to play this off as a joke, and they are. But considering this is Big D, this is probably not actually a boast. This is legitimately a fact for him. Which means he probably was accosted by a druid who did try and stab him with a magic negative knife in front of a legally distinct obese cat. I want to say it's a reference to Garfield, but honestly, I have no idea.
But I'm sorry, my sweet boy. I've sent us far afield once more. Continue.
Starting to wonder if I should have said no comments until the end, please.
Probably.
Everyone was happy in their peaceful lives.
Yeah.
But all that changed one fateful day. It was after dinner when the vampires attacked.
The Fire Nation. I mean, the Vampire Nation.
Slab took his favorite double-barrel shotgun. I typoed. Slab took his favorite double-barrel shotgun, which was loaded with UV bullets, and ran to the court.
shot. Hero shit. God, I just got that.
Yard of the Canshin.
Canshin?
Pardon me, boy, but is that a typo too?
Huh? Oh, Canshin? No, it's a, it's a mansion. That's a castle.
Also, the fact that they don't even know how the story progresses and they're doing base spot typos or spot editing as opposed to overall narrative editing. Yeah, there's a very big difference. And you only realize this when you actually take the time to try and proofread something. Spot editing is where you take little typos, maybe redesign a sentence so it flows better, and ultimately does not matter if you're about to rewrite everything to get the narrative in the shape you want.
So a kitchen. I can switch it to Mastle if that makes more sense, though.
That sounds worse.
Personally, I'd say stick with either mansion or castle. The portmanteau might be a bit confusing.
He doesn't know what that means.
Toe?
Continue.
Oh, this is Slab's part. You want to read this, Dad?
Oh.
Yes. Take the kids and run.
Slab shouted at Yumi, and he opened fire his way out of the...
Did they actually just put in the Gundam shooting sound effect? They did. They actually did.
The house, while Yumi grabbed Akira and Ryu and ran. But she only made it to the private dock in their backyard when they came face to face with their greatest enemy.
Water?
Gilgamesh, the
What?
king of Urukai!
Oh no, not.
Oh, God, he actually is scared of that. It's just... That's unironic fear. Wait. No. They basically just drew Big D, but it's slightly different.
Oh no, not ancient Mesopotamian mythology? Or is he an orc?
Urukai.
Mesopotamian orc?
He was a massive man with a massive beard and an evil smile.
What's Big D
full
gonna
of
say about this?
razor-sharp teeth.
That's right! That's exactly what he looked
He
like!
actually knew
He
him.
laughed loudly and evilly. Grampy, you're really loud. Maybe you should read for Gilgamesh.
It
Squeals with giddy glee.
would be an honor, sweet child. Did you actually think you could escape from me? Oh, pathetic.
As he laughed, he tossed the body at Yumi, knocking her off her feet. It was the body of Slab, drained of all its blood. Yumi broke down in tears, unable to fight back against Gilgamesh's incredible power. She pleaded with Akira and Ryu to run away, but they were quickly caught by Gilgamesh's wicked henchmen. Akira was forced to watch as Gilgamesh bit his mother and brother in the throat, quickly draining them of all their blood.
And apparently having two heads.
I'm sorry, please. I just need a moment to compose myself.
And everyone else is going to react like this is him just being weird, which he is. But I'm assuming this is hitting pretty accurate to his experience because he just said he knew what he was like. How many times is belabored sigh?
Dad, are you okay?
Nope.
You're not having a flashback, are you?
I mean, probably.
No, just
A flashback.
not only have the rock upon which the family foundation was built, the honorable Slab, laid to ruin, but to see the very lives of the sweet, nurturing Yumi and the rambunctious scamp Ryu snuffed out so viciously. I knew Gilgamesh was a vile fiend, but this is truly a new low of villainy.
And the question is, does he realize the fiction is fiction or not? But it also means that this is pretty accurate to actual Gilgamesh by his maybe probably distorted memory.
How could I not be moved to tears at the tragedy of it?
I mean, I'm not having a hard time.
Yes. Be nice.
Oh, he has a gun spear.
All right. Okay. We're good. I'm good.
Oh my god.
Please continue.
Big D is not projecting at all, Silver Dust.
As
Not at all.
Gilgamesh laughed evilly once more, Akira had enough. He screamed, feeling a burning rage
Legally
rising
distinct, not
inside
saying.
him, and suddenly
Slightly
there was
super.
a flash of light. He unleashed all of his anger into a burning aura
sound
and
effects,
formed
man.
a giant flaming katana in his hand, cutting down the vampire that had captured him.
Oh,
His parents had never had the chance to tell him and Ryu, but his father was descended from the Nephilim, ancient angels, and his mom was descended from yokai, Japanese demons.
I really want to see Big D's look at this one. Oh no.
This made him half American, half Japanese, half Nephilim, and half yokai, which make him extremely powerful.
Nephilim,
I love how half American is powerful. Oh.
yokai and human together. The blood in that hybrid is as potent as they come. Akira is among the most powerful entities I've ever heard spoken of, even in legend.
Wait, that means he's actually heard of things unironically spoken this way? Oh, well, he's been around long enough.
Oh, sorry to interrupt again, but there's something I've come to notice. You don't appear to use commas in your writing. Is that a stylistic choice?
Actually, there's a lot of people who do that. It's wrong, but also some people who use hyphens and parentheses in, well, instead of periods. Or how they'll end sentences with literal forward or backslashes. I didn't really get that until I went to Ireland. It's like, oh, that's just a writing convention here. Oh, okay. Thought that was weird. Wasn't even poetry either, which made more sense. But no, it's just what they were doing. Not sure if it was a specific class that did that or just more general to the island. I don't know.
So...
What's a comma?
Commas are an admission of defeat in syntax form. They are for people who have no confidence in their own words. They speak of hesitance, of pausing, and you should never pause. Speak your words as lightning.
I love how they made him say a sentence that included multiple commas talking about how he should never use commas. That's just funny.
In addition to teaching Boy about ancient literature, such as the Epic of Gilgamesh, Father insisted that he preside over Boy's grammar lessons.
Suddenly it
Which,
makes more
as you can
sense.
see, went about as well as our math lessons.
Don't think I can't hear your sarcasm, son of mine. I
Oh
taught
no,
you
how
all
bad
to
did
be
the math lessons
mavericks
go?
of the written word.
I'll spell your name with a comma after every letter.
Son, you curse me so.
Break.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
It's still going! Laugh of a confident driver.
I love driving.
Continue before we crash, Boy.
He mowed down wave after wave
so
of vampires
cheesy.
with his angry sword. But he knew he wasn't ready to fight Gilgamesh yet, so he jumped into the river and was washed away to safety. That was 5 years ago. Now, Akira was back in Aku City, seeking the final, truest vengeance against his immortal enemy.
By Jove, what an absolutely cracking introduction this was! I have no words. Beyond the words I said earlier, of course.
Oddly enough, if you weren't just going to spot edit it, which everyone here is doing, it's not a bad premise. I would just say take out the introduction of him in Aku City, start with the flashback to him as a kid, jump into now. It's a basic premise, but it's not bad. It does get around the starting in median res trope, but it's not horrible. I mean, it's written cringy, but it's not actually a bad premise to a quick story.
But it had thrills, it had chills, it had gut-wrenching tragedy. I couldn't think of a better beginning than this.
I think it could probably use a little expansion. This is
Actually,
a
reduction would probably
big,
go better.
life-changingly awful thing that happened, and you've got maybe a paragraph or two on it. Maybe make it a whole chapter into itself. Flesh it out. Really lay the angst on thick.
Well, I like...
And this is what you get when you have multiple proofreaders who just have their own style and not what you're looking for. Everyone's saying different things how to improve it in ways that are all mutually exclusive. Oh god, it's like being back in grad school all over again. This is way more accurate than it has any right to be. It's actually kind of freaking me out. Also, Siren, you're petting your cat to fight the cringe? See, here's the thing. It's cringy, But I'm cringing more at all of the literary criticism coming from the "oh god, why" category.
I like it so far. It just needs a once-over with spell check and some commas is all.
No, actually, no, don't just... I'm actually having literary writer problems right now. This is... It's like just losing... Kitten is the type of writer or the type of editor who focuses on the stuff that doesn't matter. Marcus is writing his own story, which is completely different. Big D is appreciative and admittedly is probably understanding exactly what Boy is looking at. And Big D is actually giving useful feedback, understands the point of the story, and is not diminishing it, and will probably give good advice, unironically. Everything I just said feels weird.
How dare you?
Perhaps specify that the crystal pistol uses shelled crystals rather than crystal bullets.
And Dor is the type of commenter, editor, critiquer who is hyper fixated on specific minutia. Not bad to have, but way later to be useful. Granted, the problem with Big D is usually he doesn't tell anything that's not good, and he says it's great, even though there's still things that need to be fixed.
Is that really all you have?
Anyway, back to it.
It was time to get to work.
God.
He put on his headphones and put his favorite song on his LG chocolate.
The what? Translator note, the LG chocolate is a cool phone I won for a Yuletide present. It's a... Wait, that's a phone? I don't even remember this. Was this like a British thing? Dude.
Crazy Frog. He chuckled ironically. Some might say he was pretty crazy after all,
That's
like
Crazy
the
Frog.
Crazy Frog.
Actually, it's not the Crazy Frog. Its actual name is The Annoying Thing. Crazy Frog is the name of the song.
Marcus put on his favorite artist, The Annoying Thing. Marcus chuckled ironically. Some might say he was pretty annoying.
Oh my fucking god.
Son-in-law, you crushed my son into the ground like a hydraulic press with your potent modes of humiliation.
It's not wrong.
The song is in fact called Axel F,
What?
as it is a cover of the theme from Beverly Hills Cop and not an original song.
What's Beverly Hills Cop?
Additionally, the character may have originally been called The Annoying Thing, but its name was changed to Crazy Frog.
Why does he know all this?
You're wrong on both accounts, brother.
Oh god, not you.
How does he know that?
Hey, wait, since when did you know fuck all about Crazy Frog?
Since
Or
my son
pop
began his
culture.
obsession with that mind-numbing nudist.
He's not nudie though. A lot of cartoon characters are just drawn like that.
Boy, you can see his penis.
Wait,
What?
what?
Are we sure we all watched the same video?
What the fuck?
Let's continue.
What? It just got super serious there. What the hell? Oh my god.
He leaped
I
off
could-
the
I
50-story tall building and shot like a rocket to the street below. The force of his landing and his steel-toed boots making a crater in the street where he landed. The rainwater bounced off of his black trench coat.
Yeah. Yeah, someone watched The Matrix. Also, just going to acknowledge, Boy is a better artist than I am. I couldn't even do this as a stick figure. Hell, stylistically, it's actually improving from scene to scene. Yep. Also, I do have a trench coat. My high school had an outdoor campus in Pennsylvania during the winter when we had mandatory swimming classes. There were times where if you didn't need a haircut, it's because you went into swim class, went outside, ran your hands through your hair, and the hair shattered. This isn't even a joke. It happened. You usually stopped running your hand through your hair because it literally got stuck on the ice, but taking it out is where it would shatter. And it actually happened multiple times. So trench coats were actually useful. But then you realize that it keeps you warm, but the hair still freezes, so you have the same problem all over again. Yeah, that would have been nice to realize before I spent the money.
Which looked almost like a straitjacket, and his black and red chain rave pants as he walked.
Now,
Why does he know what a rave is?
Wardrobe like that before, Marcus?
What?
You're of the big and tall persuasion like myself. Fat
He has a
pants
trench coat on,
provide
yeah.
both ample breathing room and storage space. They're handy, and they make me look cool. Continue.
Well, they're handy.
Akira walked to Duskheart Academy, his high school which was only open at night. He never liked going to school much because he felt like everyone was always looking at him funny.
I mean, he wears a choker into school. They probably are.
And any one of them could secretly be a monster in disguise.
Dun, dun,
Tonight was
dun.
the night he started his Economics 101 class.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
No, Akira!
But as he walked into the classroom, he got the shock
It was
of
only
his
vampires?
life. Standing behind the desk wasn't a teacher, it was Gilgamesh!
The fuck?
What the fuck?
Instantly, Akira drew his sword from his backpack, but Gilgamesh just laughed.
Now, young student. I think you know there's no weapons allowed.
What?
He chortled.
Because I'm a fascist.
Akira grit his teeth, but he knew he was right. He couldn't fight Gilgamesh here, and
Expose the secret of the fact that you've already drawn a sword and exposed your secret. I'm pretty sure this is a plot of an actual anime now that I think about it. Actually, unironically, if you took out the over-the-top edginess or hyped up the over-edginess even more, this is probably an anime plotline. Not even the worst one I've heard.
exposed the secret that he was a vampire hunter.
Even though he already
and
drew his sword.
Gilgamesh was a vampire.
Why?
Why not?
Angrily, he put his sword away and took a seat in the back of the classroom and stared daggers at Gilgamesh at the other side of the classroom.
Oh my god.
To ensure I understand, Akira is not actually staring the daggers into existence, correct?
Good question. Good question.
Again, Door hyper-focus on one
No,
specific bit of detail.
No, he doesn't have that power yet.
Yet?
Yet.
Something else to look forward to.
God.
As it turned out, Gilgamesh
Dagger
was
vision.
pretending to be an economics teacher named Greg Mesh. But what was he there for? Was he there to keep an eye on him? To probe him for weakness? Akira couldn't figure it out, but he had other things to worry about.
Like numbers, because you're in economics class. Seriously, dear God, why?
Namely, that economics was really hard. Maybe Greg was making the class harder on purpose. As Akira made doodles in his notes, he
Yeah, this is where I would normally make a joke. But no, I perfectly stand by everything saying. This is not cringy. This is an accurate representation of economics. Oh God, why am I here? I need to track myself. That seems like a perfectly valid option.
noticed a girl sitting beside him, looking over at him occasionally. She had black hair with blue streaks that went down to her chin, and she wore the usual school uniform.
He literally just described the page he's drawing on.
But she had on a black and white striped scarf, and she looked kind of emo, but in a cute way. Akira was also wearing his school uniform because he had changed before he got to school. When she saw Akira looking at her, she looked away, blushing. He caught her staring at him a couple more times, which started to annoy him a little. When class was over, Akira stopped in front of the girl's desk as she was packing her backpack. "Hey, I don't like being stared at," he said, glaring at her. "If you don't stop staring." He turned away with his eyes closed. "I might have to kill you." The girl blushed and looked away.
I'm not sure which about this is more horrible. How cringy this is, or this is literally the intro plotline to Gundam Wing. For the record, I like Gundam Wing. I think the beginning is a hot mess. Still like it.
And poked her fingers together shyly. She looked
Yes,
like
we
she
have the
wanted to
Hinata
say
XP.
something, but she didn't. But then she held out a note, and Akira took the note. The note said,
Vampire.
meet me at Mirakuru Park at 4 a.m. Oh, and then I put a little author's note in there to explain that Mirakuru is the Japanese word for miracle, just in case anybody doesn't get it.
Ooh, yes, very helpful that.
When he read the
Yeah. Big D is the person who goes with it, is complimentary, but also not giving any actual advice. It is literally just boys surrounded by a bunch of people who are not good at doing this. Oh, God.
note, he looked up and the girl was gone.
Dun,
How
dun, dun.
mysterious, he said. Maybe I should do it.
I don't know, Akira. This sounds like a trap. Is it a trap? Wait, no, don't tell me. But maybe a hint? No!
I suppose she could be a secret vampire. Though if she was, considering Akira's been raised to fight them, would he know one on sight?
Well, she did mysteriously disappear after giving him the note. Maybe she's a ghost schoolgirl.
But there's no bathroom in sight
I
yet.
think you'll all be pretty surprised. But I won't ruin it for you.
I'm assuming it's probably another angel.
The rest of the school night was pretty
God.
boring. Akira was a straight-A student and an amazing athlete,
Minus
thanks to all
economics.
of the vampire hunting, so school wasn't hard or anything.
Minus the economics.
Sometimes, if he was really bored, he would just leave and have the teacher send his homework home to him. But he couldn't stop thinking about that weird cute girl from his economics class, so he decided he would go to Mirakuru Park after school.
Oh, it's an amusement park.
Mirakuru Park was the most popular amusement
Oh
park
my
in
God.
town, with 12 of the world's biggest, fastest, and scariest roller coasters, and an awesome arcade. It was also open 24/7, which made it a popular hangout place for kids who went to Duskart Academy.
Okay, that actually sounds neat if I'm being honest.
Isn't that basically just Sandusky, Ohio? Nah, probably not nearly as depressing as being in Ohio.
But when he got to the park, he saw something that made him angry. The girl from class was waiting for him at the entrance to the park, but she was surrounded by 3 punks! Uncle Uma, do you want to play the punks?
Oh God, they have a kitten do the punks. Also, I just noticed there's like I think it's a basketball player down there because of the jersey, but I don't know what 34 means. Maybe that's someone's number? I don't know. I don't follow sports much. He does have a very punk vibe. Snicker like a naughty schoolboy who found a firecracker. That is an oddly specific one, and for Marcus it probably makes sense.
Sure, I will.
Oh my God. Sign of impending stereotyping.
Love, ain't you a pretty bird?
One of the punks said with an
Oh my God, he did. He just went full on. I was gonna say Grimjow. Oh God. He just went full on British. What is it, Cockney, I think the accent is? Football hooligan, that's what it is.
grin,
Come here alone, did ya?
said another.
I ain't got a mate or nothing. How's about you show us a good time,
What
Sheila?
the
Asked the
Oxymoron.
third, and they all chuckled maliciously. Yeah, kind of like that, but more menacingly, you know?
Oh, this is the best story ever.
Just to clarify, are these supposed to be punks or bogans?
What's a bogan?
What now?
Australian punks.
Oh, no, they're supposed to be British.
I appreciate the local color added, but you've got a little of your slang mixed up.
Wait, that's actually real slang? Oh. Slackjaw, that's what it is, Siren. Ah, good choice. Still kind of surprised that's real slang, though. I had no idea.
I'll just fix it later.
No, please keep it in there. Keep it in there so that when the inevitable audiobook comes out, your uncle's opening lines could be, "Oh, I love what's all this name."
This is all the moochest of points, as
It is
I
awesome.
will be the one to record the audiobook. Anyway, keep going, for I crave to see more heroics from our young
This is
slayer.
hilarious. I love this.
The girl looked scared and confused. That was when Akira saw their razor-sharp teeth behind their smiles. They were all vampires.
Or British.
He knew he had to do something
No, that's not fair. They have teeth.
fast. He pulled out the black-bladed katana, the Tenshi no Ken, from its holster on his chain paints. That's right.
Wait, he has a holster? Oh, yeah, because Doris is dad, so he probably doesn't know about a sheath. It would be a holster because he's more used to guns.
My pants, but I wrote paints instead. I gotta fix that. And pointed it at the vampire punks. I guess I should have known from the smell that you were a bunch of no-life suckheads, Akira said to them.
Suckheads?
Tell them, Akira!
What's the matter? You too scared to pick on someone your own size?
Technically, you're still smaller.
What's all this then?
Oh my god, he actually said.
Said one of the punks when he saw Akira.
Oh, you having a laugh, mate?
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Giggling like an
I'm
imp.
having a laugh, said Akira, at your dumb faces.
Kick the collective ass, young hero!
Oi, you wanna fight?
Oh my god.
Shouted the second punk.
I'm sorry. The best part about this isn't even the story itself. It's just Marcus in the background dying because of Kitten doing this. Oh, and I completely agree with him. It is actually hilarious.
Yeah, I do, said Akira, and the vampires all rushed at him at the same time.
It begins!
Akira swung his Tenshi no Ken once so quickly that it looked like he barely moved at all, and all of the vampires stopped.
Oi, you missed, mate.
Said the leader of the vampires, and they all laughed until suddenly,
Please tell me he says you are already dead. It's so perfect right now. And just laughter stops. Very epic.
they stopped laughing. Akira raised his Tenshi no Ken, which was covered in blood, and the vampires looked at it with horror until suddenly all of their heads burst from their bodies in a fountain of blood and gore, eyeballs flying out of their skull like a fountain of eyeballs before their bodies disintegrated and
Sure. Pressurized eyeball popping when you get your head cut off. That's just how that works.
to a fountain of
Oh my gosh.
Ash, classic one-stroke duel. My darling grandson, truly you are a connoisseur of the dramatic.
An impressive move, for certain, though highly inadvisable. Taking on so many blanks within so close a range
talking
would be
about vampires, yeah.
suicide for most.
Akira turned to look at the girl who was backing away slowly in fear. It's okay.
I mean, you literally just killed a bunch of people by exploding their eyeballs out of their heads, and you're wearing all leather. So yeah, there's a word for people like this. I'm not going to say it on YouTube.
You're safe now, said Akira as he held out a hand to the girl.
And she bit
Thank
it.
you would be appreciated.
Ooh, such a gentleman.
He sounds like you when you actually do anything around the house.
Uncle,
Oh, the shade, man.
Marcus, how about you play the girl?
Oh, I think my voice has been rendered high-pitched for now from all the squealing. Why not?
Thank you, the girl said under her breath with a blush on her face. Akira was surprised that she had a really pretty voice, like maybe she was a singer or something. She did kind of look like one with her black and blue mini dress with a tutu skirt and corset and combat boots. Akira had
What?
also changed out of his school uniform and was wearing his black strange coat with a mesh shirt beneath, black and red chain rave pants, and heavy combat boots with loads of metal buckles.
Sorry, strange coat?
Oh, it's another portman's toe. It's combination straitjacket and trench coat, the same one he was wearing earlier.
Oh, I see. Continue.
I'm so happy you decided to come.
Yeah, well, not like I had anything better to do.
Oh
said
my
Akira
god,
as he
this is
crossed
so
his
cringy. I
arms.
love this.
So what did you want? The girl held her arms behind her back and fidgeted with nerves.
You just seemed like a really cool guy, so I wanted to see if you wanted to hang out.
That's
Please tell me the big secret is the scarf is covering the bite wound. Dun dun dun.
what she said.
I don't ever see you hanging out with anybody, so
Even though it was his first time at school for the last time.
maybe you might be
Secondary time, maybe time.
Akira humphed. More like people are too scared to hang out with me, he said.
Probably
That's
accurate.
fine. I'm more of a lone wolf anyway. But I
Left
guess
alone
if
to
you want to
die?
hang out, that's
Yeah,
no
probably.
No, Akira! You must understand! As much as this darling young girl may have charmed your wounded heart, and as much as she has now witnessed, you can't simply bring her into your world.
God, he's getting so
She's
into
much
this.
Too frail, too innocent for a life such as ours. Unless, of course, you see some latent potential within
Oh
her.
my god.
The girl smiled the prettiest.
Oh wow. Boy's artwork did look really nice here. Oh, it still looks like she has a pumpkin nose.
smile Akira had
Still better
ever
than I can
seen,
do.
and grabbed him by the arm and dragged him into the park. They rode all the scariest rides in the park.
And he's literally just going in front of all the rides. Oh my god.
For hours and got funnel cake, and Akira didn't throw up once. Then they went to the arcade.
Oh, he already beat me on that one.
Akira wanted to play the new Halo arcade game, but the girl wanted to play Jiggy Jiggy Insurrection, the dance game.
What? I know it's supposed to be Dance Dance Revolution, but can we all just acknowledge, considering they're doing actual games here, why would you decide to change it to something that is admittedly a significantly worse choice of words? Oh, God.
He rolled his eyes, but he played along anyway.
A Halo arcade game, huh? I wonder how that would work.
Badly.
Maybe something like Time Crisis. It's on rails.
Don't they actually
you step
have
on
those?
the pedal to shoot, and you step off to recharge your shield. Something like that.
Oh, you ever see that game, The Grid?
What's
it
The
was
Grid?
a deathmatch game where you
think I've
move
ever
with the
heard of that.
joystick and aimed at the trackball.
I'm just picturing
Oh God,
someone
trackballs. I don't want to
wildly
think about
spinning
those
the
again.
trackball, pulling the trigger and hoping for the best. Oh, didn't Half-Life 2 get an arcade game earlier this year?
Did it?
Yeah, it did. I think it's got like a seat with 2 joysticks, left one moves and the right one aims.
Of all the games to make an arcade shooter, a story-heavy game like Half-Life 2?
They're just describing the standard first-person game controls as a unique thing. Just one of those reminders that before Halo standardized it, every game had their own way. And it's weird because I'm remembering this, but it seems so normal now. I didn't even remember for the longest time that that was the case, that we had a bunch of alternate control schemes that were admittedly much dumber.
You think they included water hazard?
Oh God, imagine. Anyway, continue.
Actually, wait. Jiggy Insurrection?
Yep.
Yeah, it's like Dance Dance Revolution, but I probably can't use that name because they'll sue me.
Yeah, that's
But
definitely
he
what be
used
there.
Halo.
Shit.
He was surprised when they had the new
I mean, it is Microsoft. They're actually not nearly as bad as some Japanese companies. He made the smart choice.
song by Sweetie Chick on it, and he got so into the dance that a crowd had formed to watch him get a platinum top score. He tried not to look like he was having too much fun, but he smiled once or twice.
Scandalous.
My
As
God.
sunrise approached, Akira and the girl thought it might be fun to ride the giant Ferris wheel.
Does she
and
burst
watch
into flames in the
sunrise
sun?
Together. The two got on and rode the wheel all the way up to the very top when the ride came to a stop.
Is it supposed to do that?
By the way, my name's Hina.
The girl
Is
said,
the last name Ta?
What's yours?
"My name is Akira Cross."
Dun
said
dun
Akira.
dun.
"Last of my name,"
Oh,
said Hina, looking sad.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring up any painful memories.
So insensitive! Couldn't she tell by his smoldering aura that he was a man filled to the
Smoldering,
brim
yes.
with pain and personal tragedy?
The two sat in silence for a while, until suddenly, Akira realized that the Ferris wheel had been stopped way too long. Was something wrong with the ride? Were they stuck? All of a sudden, there was a loud bang as something landed on the roof of the Ferris wheel car. The door burst open, and a long arm stretched inside and grabbed Hina and pulled her out.
I'm pretty sure I've seen this exact plot line in an anime, but I don't remember where.
Akira scrambled after her to see what had grabbed her.
No! Betrayed by the wiles of deceitful automata! Never
Oh,
trust a
Ferris
Ferris wheel to function when in combat!
On the roof of the car,
I know they're going to treat that as a noodle incident where they don't actually cover what exactly he meant by fighting on a Ferris wheel. But frankly, I would kind of love it that just randomly came up in one of the random shorts they put up. And considering how many random shorts they put up, even though I'm mostly assuming they won't, it's entirely possible it might actually happen. And that'd be pretty cool.
was an old white-haired man wearing orange Indian monk robes. Akira knew who it was immediately.
What?
It was Bodhayana, one of Gilgamesh's vampiric coven.
I'm sorry, who?
Bodhayana was an Indian mathematician, currently the oldest known. who was found to have written a sutra containing the Pythagorean theorem almost 300 years before Pythagoras himself discovered it.
Oh.
I wish to know, and I quote, who made math a thing because I hate them. And I would not deny him the name of his greatest enemy.
He literally just found out who made up math because he hates math and made an enemy to... Oh God, he's literally living down to the threat of, don't piss me off because I can write a story about you doing horrible, horrible things. He's actually doing it. He's carrying through on the threat.
The power, greatest enemy of the very villain responsible for the hell world you see before you.
My God.
Cursed be his triangles!
Ah, I see.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with
One
it.
of his snake-like arms was coiled around Hina, who had passed out and was holding her in place. You haven't had a part in a bit. How?
Ah, yes. Classic snake arms holding up women in high places. I think we all know how this ends.
You do this,
Ah, Slab's whelp.
said Bodhayana.
On a date with your little girlfriend, I see.
Oh, he's doing an Indian accent, I think. And they're all just freaked up.
I apologize, boy.
This guy Austrian. Oh my God, I love this.
I'm not too good
It's
at these
horrible.
voices.
She's not my girlfriend, shouted Akira. She has nothing to do with this, so let her go,
As you wish.
said Bodhayana, and he pulled back his arm like a whipcord and set Hina spinning like a Beyblade.
Okay.
Spinned and spinned until she went flying off the top of the car.
Dead.
Akira screamed and jumped after
he gonna
her,
Spider-Man her?
angling his body down to pick up speed to catch her. He caught her and pulled up his grappling hook from his strange coat and aimed it up at the car and fired. The hook looped around a metal beam and he swung up and over, landing inside of the car. He put Hina down on the seat, then climbed back to the roof. Bodhayana laughed wickedly.
Oh,
He said,
That was a laugh.
I did the calculations in my mind. She had reached just the perfect speed to make an incredible mess on the pavement. What a spoil sport you are.
Yeah, said Akira with a smirk. Well, I've got a calculation for you.
Is it my fist?
Me plus you. Solve for who gets dead.
Oh, he's so cool!
Akira
Oh no. Whatever they finally do continue the main series and not just the audio logs, it's probably going to involve Big D quoting Akira. Which sounds really cool until you realize it's this Akira, not the anime. Oh God.
charged at Bodhayana with the Tenshi no Ken, but
Random grappling
Bodhayana's
hook.
body pulled out of the way of his swings like he was a giant rubber band.
He's made of rubber. How did that happen? Yo ho ho! He took a bite of vampire.
He swung with precision.
I shouldn't be surprised. I really shouldn't. But they actually did it. They actually, I just, oh wow. I can't believe they made such a weird Pokemon reference. I'm just going to wait a second for everyone in the comments section just to start crucifying me on that one. I regret nothing.
Rubber? How did that happen? Yo ho ho! He took a bite of vampire.
He swung with precision, but none of his blows seemed to land. If only he brought his UV gun with him, he thought maybe he could have hit
This is
him.
why you always bring guns to
Akira
school.
was
I'm sure
starting to
nothing would
get
ever go
so
wrong with
angry
that.
He was seeing red. Bodhayana just laughed.
Is that all you got, boy?
He laughed.
How embarrassing. Gilgamesh will be most pleased when I bring your dried up corpse to him.
The mention of Gilgamesh was enough to put Akira over the edge, and his rage overcame him. He dashed forward so quickly, it looked like he teleported.
Behind him?
Bodhayana stopped laughing when Akira appeared behind him and ran him through the heart with the Tenshi no Ken.
Yes! Yes!
How could this be?
He
Dramatic
gurgled
sounds.
as blood filled his mouth. You pissed me off, said Akira as he pulled the Tenshi no Ken sideways out of Bodhayana's chest. Akira flicked the blood off of the blade and put it away as Bodhayana crumpled to the
It's
floor.
so cheesy.
Just as Akira was about to return to the Ferris wheel car to see how Hina was doing, Bodhayana stood up with a laugh.
You fool!
He laughed.
Because of my stretchy body, I can move my organs around as I please. So you missed my heart completely. Say your prayers, boy.
How can Akira possibly get out of this one? Is our hero doomed?
He's actually getting into this one. He's actually getting into it. The weirdest part is when he's probably like, oh, that reminds me when I did this exact same thing. That's how I met your mother. One of your mothers. Oh, God. You know, I was making a joke, but then halfway into it, I realized this is probably something Big D will actually say at some point. Huh. More you know? Also, Syrian, you were about to grapple the cat and got the pets again. Noise. Unfortunately, I can't grapple my kitties right now, mostly because apparently I've been told no grapple hooks in the house. I know, completely uncalled for, but you gotta listen.
But just as Bodhayana went to strike back at Akira, his arms and legs were suddenly chained with heavy chains that looked to be made of holy light.
And chains.
He screamed as the chains burned his flesh.
How could this be?
Bodhayana screamed as he freaked out. Suddenly, someone shining with a bright white holy light came floating out of the Ferris wheel car.
I have no idea who this could
Akira
be.
couldn't see who it was right away because the light was too bright. But as he kept looking, eventually he could see it was Hina. Hina, how are you doing this? Akira
Magic.
asked, but Hina said nothing. She just pointed her hand at Bodhayana.
Thy judgment is nigh.
Hina said with a voice that didn't sound like Hina's.
Oh shit, my bad. Thy judgment is nigh, and the sun shall be thy judge, jury, and...
I'm sorry, what? Oh, God, did they write this entire thing just to get Marcus doing the voice of this angelic female equivalent of... It sounds so horrible. I love this. This is like the voice of every person trying to do a nanny accent. Oh, my God.
Judgment is nigh, and the sun shall be thy judge, jury, and executioner.
Bodhayana looked on in horror as the sun began to rise over the horizon.
Oh, actually just holding him in place for the sun.
His body caught fire in the sunlight, and soon he was burnt away to nothing. When Bodhayana disappeared, Hina suddenly said,
Our work is complete.
And she closed her eyes, and the light faded, and she dropped to the roof of the Ferris wheel car.
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
Akira picked up Hina's body. She was okay, just passed out. When the Ferris wheel ride was over, he carried her to her house after looking up her home address on his phone. Her parents
Creepy.
weren't home because Hina was also an orphan, so he laid her on her couch and went home.
He just left her there?
So, more thoughts?
That's all he got?
What an exhilarating fight that was! And what a shocking turn of events!
This is like more anime starting plot points than I can imagine. It's actually kind of crazy how many animes start exactly like this. You get rid of the over-the-top references that probably are referencing My Immortal at the beginning. It's still cringy, but it's like the kind of cringy you expect from this medium. It's kind of like how when you're playing or watching anything to do with Gundam, you need some melodrama in there. If it makes sense, you're doing it wrong.
That sweet, shy little Hina was hiding such incredible
Shocking, I say,
power.
shocking.
I don't know. It kind of comes out of nowhere, doesn't it? There's no
Like
real
most anime.
foreshadowing
Like
to
most
it. It just
anime.
kinda happened.
Like most anime.
Well, this is just a first draft, I assume. You can add that on the second pass, you know? Just notes for later.
And they finally talk about multiple drafts. Also, considering he's aware of second drafts and he's still doing spot editing.
I would suggest that Akira should not fight the blanks head-on, as that would be a needlessly dangerous tactic. Perhaps instead he should lure them into a series of traps that he laid out near the park ahead of time. This would go far to illustrate his superior planning skills.
I mean, yeah, but that also illustrates he has superior planning skills, which it doesn't sound like he has. Or knew the enemy was there.
Yeah, I guess I can do that. Oh, it's time for a really cool character. Okay, here we go.
Oh,
Akira
no.
lived in an
Oh,
apartment on
no.
the top floor of the tallest building in Aku City.
Is it going to be
He
Grandpa?
lived there with
The
his
Grandpa
mentor,
EXP? Or XP?
Mars. Mars was the man who had found him after
Mars.
he washed up on the river after his fight with Gilgamesh. He was a world-traveling monster hunter, and when he looked into the young boy's eyes, he knew he saw a fellow fighter. So
He has a two-pronged sword with a heart on it. Did he just draw Axel from Kingdom Hearts? I think he did.
He took him with him around the
Either
world to
Goku.
train him and take care of him. He was named Mars because his fiery red hair looked like the surface of Mars, but ironically, it was also the name of the god of war, which Mars absolutely was when it came to fighting monsters. He taught Akira all kinds of cool moves, like how to hide wooden stakes in a vest under his shirt, and whip them out when a vampire got too close.
Yeah, that is a pretty cool move, isn't it?
Mars was like a big brother to Akira, and the model of what kind of hunter he wanted to be.
He's describing Marcus, including the hiding stakes, and it sounds like Marcus figured it out as well.
Oh, that part kind of stops there just because I haven't had the time to get to the rest of it. But basically, Akira's just gonna tell Mars what happened, and Mars will be like, total epic win! And they'll deathmatch before bed.
Deathmatch?
I know. Isn't the love between these two overwhelming?
Yeah, it's powerful stuff.
And he figured it out as well, yeah.
But, yeah, I still need to write the next couple arcs, because he's got to fight the rest of the sidekicks before he gets to Gilgamesh, right?
Yep.
So, the
Basic
first
plot
is Jack
line.
the Ripper.
Natch.
Then he's gonna fight Florence Henderson.
Florence Henderson? The mum from the Brady Bunch?
Huh? No, the nurse lady.
Oh, that's Florence Nightingale.
No. I think Florence Henderson's a much better choice. Oh my god, that. See, here's the thing. I only know Nightingale because of, well, FGO. But no, just let's go evil mom from the Brady Bunch. That actually is so perfect. I kind of wanted it to. Please let that not be a change.
You'll definitely want to change that.
No.
After that is Jackson Pollock.
Good. I never liked his paintings. Messy nonsense that anyone having a prolonged series of muscle spasms could replicate.
Yep. The difference being, it's a prolonged series of muscle spasms anyone can replicate, but they're named Jackson Pollock and have convinced people that they're really expensive and also done it at such a size that you have to be able to afford the materials to make something that big. Seriously, his paints, his process was insane. It looks fun. Admittedly, it's why it's fun to do those, but I have artistic credibility issues with him. Only because I've seen so many people who are super pretentious in their art style. The problem with working in an art gallery is you see a bunch of people who come in for the events and the galas, and they're just so pretentious assholes. And you know they're playing a bit for all the other people who are pretentious assholes who don't realize they're playing a bit and getting absolutely suckered because of it. And you're sitting here going, oh dear God, you're an asshole, but everyone else doesn't even realize you're playing them. It's not even a scam because they like it, and they'd be upset if you weren't. Let's just put it this way. Carnegie Museum, Pittsburgh, and Oakland, they have an international every 4-ish years. And yeah, it's a collection on the first night of all the bigwigs and the high-cost donors coming in for a party where they get to hobnob with the artistes. It's literally a bunch of artists who have made very complicated excuses for very dumb things, and rich people who want to show how cultured and critiquable they are and how much better they are than their peers by understanding this evocative art without anyone realizing it's a bunch of con artists who have found the absolute target demographic who would be upset if they were not being conned. To the point where it's not even con artists anymore. It's literally just... As you can see, I don't have any strong opinions about this whatsoever.
I would pay to see you recreate Pollock door. Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever seen you state an opinion about art that involved architecture.
Cubism was superior to abstract expressionism anyway. I can guarantee Joseph Gokar would have made a Pollock painting, but Pollock could never build the House of the Black Madonna.
Yeah, I've got no clue what any of that is. Any other members of the group?
Okay, controversial opinion. I don't disagree with him about that. But Cubism started really distinct, and then as it went, it almost became abstract, which is probably why abstract started. Later, Cubism just gets weird, and I kind of just avoid it.
Squad.
Oh yeah, the last guy is Andre the Giant.
Why?
If I may ask, why these people in specific?
Well, usually when you see a bad guy's minions, he's got a weird guy, a smart guy, a big guy, a lady, and a really scary guy.
Please tell me Jackson Pollock was the really scary guy. Please tell me Andre the Giant was the smart guy. I just want that. And the big guy is probably going to be Jack the Ripper. No, actually, maybe the weird guy is Jackson Pollock.
And I thought it would be cool for his minions to be people from history.
Also, I'm pretty sure that's
Well,
the characterization
pretty solid
take from
choices,
Dragon Ball
I'd
Z
say, if
Abridged.
a bit disparate.
Yeah, he'd fight all of them. Jack the Ripper would come back a few times, so he'd have to fight him a couple of times. And then at some point, Gilgamesh kidnaps Hina.
Hina, no!
Oh my god.
Of course he does.
So yeah, I think I kind of got bored and jumped ahead a little, because the next bit's after Akira and Hina killed Gilgamesh.
Oh, just jumping, of course, to that.
He did. I knew he had it in him.
As
Oh my
Akira
God.
stood over the slowly
Oh, he has a new
disintegrating
lookout.
corpse of Gilgamesh, he couldn't believe what he was seeing on the screen. You knew this one,
Screen?
Grumpy,
Gilgamesh! Come in, Gilgamesh!
said a strange bat-like alien on the screen.
The whole world needs to know how plans are going for the invasion.
Oh my god, it's aliens.
What the heck are you? Akira asked angrily.
I see you have defeated our champion, Gilgamesh.
They're literally bat vampire aliens. Oh my god. And this is also the twist of essentially a lot of anime that have more than one season. I'm looking at you, Gurren Lagann.
What a shame.
Multiple times, actually.
Said the bat alien.
We are the Chinoterrans. We are the creators of the creatures
And
you
Robotech.
call vampires. They were to be our
And the
advanced
Fate
scout
series.
party in order to harvest the resources of your planet. We needed them much more than you did. But now that Gilgamesh is dead, I suppose we have no choice. An invasion of Earth will begin in 24 hours. Oh, what a twist!
And what was that?
So,
Not Gilgamesh.
you guys are the reason for my
Evolution armor or
suffering?
something?
Akira asked with angry tears in his eyes.
As opposed
I'm
to sad
gonna
tears.
kill you. But just
They actually put on the Shing sound effect and the words coming in. Oh my god.
as Akira was about to lose himself to his rage again, Hina woke up and sadly put a hand on his arm.
Sadly?
No, you can't.
She said weakly, as she was still tired from summoning the Merkaba.
The what?
I'm sorry, the what?
She summoned a tank.
What?
This Hina didn't strike me as being enlisted
Magic Jesus tanks. Sure, let's go with it. To be fair, if someone summoned a bunch of tanks to start shooting me, I would probably die as well.
in the JROTC. Even if she was, they'd be much more likely to give her an M1 Abrams. Why the Merkava?
Why would there be JROTC in Japan?
No, it's not a tank. It's, she summoned the Chariot of God.
That's a little esoteric, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did your grandpa teach you that one?
I just saw it in a dream once, and it told me its name.
Yeah, just randomly dropping that in there, boy. Just randomly dropping in, talking to God's chariot. Okay.
Yeah, dream revelations from the cosmic divine. We've all had them. Continue.
Marcus is just ignoring it. I love it. It's like they're all freaked out, and he's like, yeah, we're hunters. It happens.
Continuing.
You have to stay in control. I won't lose you again.
Akira looked sadly at Hina. I promise I won't leave you, but I do have to go deal with this.
But where are you going?
Hina asked. I have to go to my father's homeland, Akira said.
Aren't they already in Japan?
To
Oh, America.
America. As soon as they left Gilgamesh,
I'm sorry, they actually put in the eagle. They put the eagle in when he said, I'm sorry, I've been laughing at so many things, and I'm in that mood where right now anything will make me laugh. I cannot help it. I can't stop. I'm going to be like this all day. I have no choice. Also, I didn't mean to do this entire thing in one go, but it's so good, man. I can't resist.
Gilgamesh's destroyed base, Akira took Hina home and told her that no matter what happened, she needed to stay there. Gilgamesh may have been dead, but that didn't mean the Chiroterrans weren't also potentially looking to use her for her powers. Hina wasn't happy about it, but at least she wouldn't be alone with all their new friends at her house.
What?
Oh yeah, at some point they're gonna make friends with the... I know there's gonna be a werewolf guy in there somewhere, and also a guy
Please, let's see a reaction from Big D about a werewolf being on their side. Oh,
who
God.
uses fire magic. Oh, and a succubus? Hina's not happy about the succubus.
Oh my! Do I sense a love triangle brewing?
Mother, what have you been teaching him? How does he know what a succubus
As
is?
Akira was getting ready to leave, Hina stopped
love
him at
that.
the door.
Just promise me you'll be back in time for the prom. Okay?
She said with a blush
Does he know
and
what
tears
prom
in
is?
her eyes. You know it, said Akira, and he strided away, pulling out his LG chocolate and calling up his father Slab's old friends in the Marines.
And the prom's tomorrow.
Hi, Mr. Chief, sir, said Akira.
I thought that was a funny reference.
Mr. Chief.
I need to talk to the president. We've
What?
got a problem.
Oh, my God.
And this is where it
Oh,
ends
my
the show.
God. He's actually
There'd be
going
a
to
cool
freaking
title card
president.
saying this is the next story arc.
It's so dumb. I love it.
Absolutely see it! The triumphant music swells, and the audience will be vibrating with excitement.
Also, if you just reread this as Big D reading the entire script, it's literally how he talks.
At the grand adventure to come!
It didn't take much talking from Akira to convince the President of the United States to give him full access to Area 51. After all, where else on Earth would one go when they wanted to stop an alien apocalypse?
Absolutely.
When he got to Area 51,
Oh.
he found out that the world governments had known about the Chiroterrans for some time, but they didn't have definitive proof of their existence until Akira had killed Gilgamesh.
For some reason, it sounds like Chiropteran. Kind of looks like the bat monsters from Blood Plus anyways. Wonder if that's just coincidental.
And revealed
Because Chiropteran, I think, is closer, or Chiroteran. It's probably just a variation of the scientific word for bat.
their plans to the world. They thought this would be a great opportunity to try out their newly set up Space Marine program. They wanted Akira
What?
to lead the program, but he wasn't interested in all the genetic experimenting they were doing. And after all, he didn't need any of that with his unlocked half-breed powers.
Oh, wow! Roof Alpha Booster talking about Space Marines. I have no idea where this is a reference to.
So the government said, fine, you don't have to go through the genetics, but take our Space Marines with you when you go.
What kind of space marine are we talking? Spartan or...
Spartan. I mean, they're not exactly the same, though. I just haven't written about them.
They're legally distinct. Actually, no, they don't need to be legally distinct because GW did lose the lawsuit, so Space Marines are technically something anyone is allowed to use because it is too generic. Nice.
Much. I call them the Crimson Dragon Blades. But we're not there yet. Anyway.
Akira agreed. They also showed him the experimental ship they had built,
Yeah,
which
random
could
ships
achieve
and-
faster than light travel. The Catchy.
The what?
Akira took his squad of Space Marines.
Wait, was that? I have no idea what I'm looking at. I want to say Woody the Woodpecker's demented older brother, but I can't say. Oh, it's a Banshee from Halo. Okay, never mind. That makes sense.
Akira took his
Catchy,
squad of
Banshee,
Space Marines.
yeah.
Kanye, Jake, Josh, George, Johnny, Connor, and Lemmy-Tooth, and boarded.
What? I don't. I thought he said no butt stuff.
The Catchy.
Why do these names give me deja
The
vu?
government had sent scout drones ahead to find the exact coordinates of the Chiroterran homeworld.
Pretty sure that's
and they
all the
determined the
characters
ship would arrive
from
within
Reach.
10 hours. As the ship took off for space, Akira braced himself for the upcoming battle.
Oh, I think my nose is bleeding.
I kind of skipped this part too, but they land on the planet,
my
and as soon as
God.
they get out, there's laser fire everywhere, and everything is exploding, and a bunch of the Marines get shredded, and it's super bloody and stuff. It's super cool.
Are they all
and
wearing
gory,
red? Oh,
but,
yeah.
like,
Yeah, Crimson
also
Daggers are all wearing
sad
red.
and stuff because everybody's screaming and dying, like Saving Ryan's pirates.
Very...
I'm blaming Marcus for that one.
And dying, like Saving Ryan's pirates.
Oh yeah, you gotta save those pirates.
Very age appropriate, yes.
Oh
I know
God,
you don't
Tor.
actually have a problem with that one. Who was planning on showing him Genocyber? The one where two little kids get shredded by a minigun at the start of the second
Damn.
episode?
Genocyber is a classic and a rite of passage. And it wasn't just a minigun, it was a minigun and a helicopter.
Oh, easy choice.
When Akira finally arrived at the top of the tower, he was met with a shocking sight. There in the control room of the tower was a boy who looked a lot like him, but who had massive bat wings and short spiked blonde hair and red eyes. Akira stood there with his mouth hanging open.
Pretty sure there's an anime where this is the exact plot line. Like the vampire who is a vampire because they were turned, but then like the brother or the friend who hates vampires have to kill each other. I remember it being like really popular for a bit, and it was like, this is the post-apocalyptic world. Now we're at school. I don't remember the rest of it. Don't remember the name either. Oddly enough, I'm not bugged about this one nearly as much for forgetting it.
Is that you, Ryu? It can't be!
Does that make him
Gilgamesh
Ken?
killed you! He screamed in anguish. That's not quite true, brother, said Ryu. Gilgamesh had intended on turning me into his vampire thrall when he attacked. But when he took me back to his base, his Chiroterran leaders saw there was something special in my genetics, and they commanded him to send me to them. They mixed my DNA with Chiroterran DNA. So now, I have the strength of the Nephilim, the magic of the Yukai, the willpower of the human heart.
He's literally just listing power-ups, and there's little bullet point sounds every one. Oh my God.
And the dark energies of the Chiroterran surging within me. I might be stronger than even you now, brother.
Oh my God.
But why, brother?
It's so many sound
Why
effects
are
from
you
all the
working with
anime.
these aliens that want to destroy the Earth?
Fuck the Earth.
Akira asked through gritted teeth. Destroy the Earth? They want to do no such thing, said Ryu, looking confused. But they're planning to invade the Earth in 24 hours, shouted Akira. Oh, that was just a rogue element, said Ryu. We already dealt with him. The Chiroterrans are not the enemy of Earth. In fact, they want to be allies. So, they don't want to harvest the Earth? Asked Akira. They did, but then they found out about you and me, and decided they wanted to try seeking our help rather than harvesting the Earth's resources, said Ryu. Seek help with what? Asked Akira. The war, of course, said Ryu. The war against the X-Quives.
Because if there's one thing boy hates more than vampires, it's his fear for horse. His admittedly completely justified fear of horse. Oh, God. And this is 2006. There were so many child's cartoons that had this exact swerve. I never watched Spider Riders, but I read the synopsis and oh dear God, what the fuck is essentially what I was thinking. I was like, oh hey, this is for kids. Oh God, it's not for kids. So yeah, this is actually a pretty standard plot line for a kid's entertainment.
Oh yeah. I forgot I started writing this part.
Yeah. Oh, was that drywall?
X-Quives? What's that? Asked Akira. They're only
And it's
the
just
greatest
his-
threat to the galaxy the galaxy's
God.
ever known, Ryu said gravely. They're a race of creatures that are something like a cross between a horse and a zombie.
Oh, he actually put in really decent art for this one. And surprising overlapped writing. Brindle, nay. I wonder what he's writing around it.
They come from the furthest corner of the universe with only one desire: to consume all life.
What's Big D
We call
going to
them
say
the
about this?
X-Quives because they're like horses that are wrong horses that are horses. They have eyes of deepest crimson and are going bald in places, especially.
And dripping blood. A bang, but a whinny. This is the way would end, not with a bang, but a whinny. This is
on
the way
their
would end, not with a
heads.
bang, but a whinny.
Oh, that kind of sounds like...
Is that?
No, it's not.
It's definitely horse.
It's actually all part of the story. See, the X-Quives are like a gross undead army, like a huge, crazy mass, like zombies and stuff. Yeah, it's nothing like horse.
because they don't vomit blood, and they don't make snipples in use for me, or tell me prophecies, or tell me stuff about the future, and yeah, it's nothing like
Son,
horror.
please.
You know, to all three of them, they've never seen Horse do anything like that. I wonder if Big D, who hasn't said anything, is going to recognize that.
Calm yourself.
No, because they don't do any of that. Horse does. It's completely different, Dad. And you know what other thing?
Boy, my
Another
grandson, please restrain yourself. Bryce!
Can we all acknowledge the fact that Big D is not telling him to stop or that he's wrong? It's restrain himself for saying it out loud. Oh. And they all died. Is that how they ran into the... Oh my god.
That could have been worse.
Sound off! Anyone hurt?
No.
He's coming out of the roof.
Boy, are you all right?
No wonder they're so tough. They've had to survive Big D's driving. Oh my god.
Yeah. Why wouldn't I be?
Because you are talking crazy, dude.
Marcus.
I was?
And boy doesn't get what he was talking
Sorry,
about it.
I just kind of blanked out for a second. Where was
Does
I
Big
in the
D get it,
story
though?
again?
The rest of the story will probably have to wait, boy. It seems like we're at the Arcanum.
What does Big D react to that? Because he just said to control himself, not that he was wrong.
Well, anyways, I really appreciate you going through my story with me. It made the trip a lot of fun.
Yes, indeed, dear boy.
And?
Fun was had by all. And since this collision with Remmel's dastardly hedge was quite minimal,
Oh my God.
I'd say all's well that ends well.
I'm actually surprised. It was only minimal. The surprise here is that it was only minimal. And he didn't immediately back up and do it again for good measure.
Son-in-law,
Yes, City?
go and prepare the window detacher with Marcus and Boy.
There's a window detacher?
Are you sure you wanna after that whole...
Yes, I am. Allow Dor and I a brief moment, if you will.
Oh. And this is probably why Dora and Boy were outside. Because they were not inside the chapter house. And this is... Oh. Because he's going to tell Dora something.
All right, I think I get it. Come on, boy, you can. Well.
And Marcus is thinking that that sudden rage he forgot about is what they're talking about. And technically he's not wrong. But he's thinking, okay, it's kind of crazy. Maybe you should talk to your son about that. As opposed to, okay, no, he's not crazy. You need to talk to your son about that.
Wear the welder mask for a bit.
Oh, hell yeah! And the particle respirator, too?
Sure thing, I guess.
They're pretty cool. What's Big D going to say?
Father, I'm concerned.
Probably should be.
How can you not be? Tell me your woes, my son.
Boy has always been exemplary. But between those blanks in the tunnel, them breaking out of the cellar, now this...
You worry it's too much for him.
And Big D's doing the thing where he's trying to say as little as possible so he doesn't give too much information and maybe hurt them. Which is why he's asking about his concerns, not telling him about what he might understand of what Boy said.
Dor, you needn't be embarrassed. It's completely natural to worry. Like, just today I was discussing the
He's
matter with...
fixated on horses of late. He's tried to tell me strange things about him. I've seen him scribble in his notebooks, on the margins of his schoolwork.
Then the matter needs to be closed. And soon at that. Dor, you have my word. Once we finish this hunt, I shall do all in my power to mollify this strange fixation of his.
Bye.
Thank you, Father. I will speak to him myself as well. He will move past this. I know it. My boy is strong.
Considering Dor has been played consistently, completely and utterly emotionally flat, except for when it's bits of rage, that little quiver right there, that's a lot.
My boy is strong.
Good. That's a good usage. It's not
Stronger than you
overdoing
know,
it.
my son.
And now he's talking serious. And then we have Serious D as well. Because he knows boy is probably not wrong, and the fixation is probably justified. And probably not healthy either. Went along. Oh, God, there's just too much overriding. Tail is... That was cost... 3? Not with a bang, but with a whinny. I only get it not with a bang, but with a whinny. I cannot understand the rest of this. Disease together, wind, or stable, color, those. I wonder if there's actually someone who's gone through this and pulled out the overlaid text, which is at least 2 different layers. There's what boy is writing in 2 lines and what he's writing on 1 line. Between tense falls. It's probably outlining a prophecy, and I just can't read it. Damn it! They did a damn good job on this one. Lead writer nostalgia. Oh. Damn. No. That's... I wonder if they have any random things at the end first. Oh, God, they probably do. No! Oh, there's the Carl the Deranged at the end. And what is Carl going to do? What? Did he just rock out? It's okay. That happened.
Patch 2.6.
What the hell? I have questions, and all of them can be summed up as, what the hell did that page say? Because I'm pretty sure if you could read that, and I can't, the double writing throws me off too much, but if someone could extract the double line versus the single line text, they could get a huge bit of lore going right now, and it's driving me crazy because I want to read it, but I also know it would take me way too long, and I'd be staring at it the entire day. I didn't mean to actually check out the entire video and go, but for the second time with this series, I just love this so much I couldn't stop, and I don't regret anything. That was so freaking good, man. But also, what the hell was I watching? I don't know. There's so much going on. It's just, yeah. I thought this would be like, oh, we're finding out Demon is half of what Boy is. But no. We're getting that he is actually very aware of Horse, and now Big D is aware of it as well. Which is why he pulled them to the side, which is why they're not in the chapter house when things go down. So... And Big D also knows that Boy is probably right, and he's trying to hide it from Door for the same reason he's hiding things from Marcus, so they get to be a kid a little longer. And considering the entire theme right now is Big D tries to help people, so they are hidden from the worst parts of it, and then the worst parts bite them in the ass. I'm wondering if that's going to become a thing. I don't know. I kind of hope not. But that seems to be the way it's going. Just Big D trying to do good by people, and it's somehow making it worse because they aren't equipped when things bite them. That is not an unintentional choice of words. Yeah. And Horror in the chat just going, I'm looking forward to the next part in 2026. I hope you're right. It comes that soon. Granted, I also have tons of the Wizard game to look forward to right now, so I'm okay with this because there's so much of it, and the actual plays are legitimately well scripted. Except they're not scripted. They're just, following the narrative and improvising on an amazing level. Seriously, Speaker D as a DM is like God tier. But then also the players, so far I've only seen Hulky Crow, is just freaking amazing at sticking to the character, which is something I cannot do in this life, so I have no reason to complain. I'm just jealous. Very, very jealous. It's like if I was able to act, I'd do that better. Yeah. Either way, this was really good. And It set up a few things, showed a lot of Big D's reactions, did show that he knew Gilgamesh, so either met him personally or met him through other people talking about him to know what he would look like with accurate statues at the time. So we have an idea that he's really freaking old, which we already knew, but it's a little more confirmation for that. This is probably going to be one of those videos that has a lot of lore junkies, Cosmic Chrome looking at you, sorry, Cosmic Insanity, going to make a lot of videos about this. And if they can get through Mage as well, or the Mage of the Ascension live play game, probably from that as well. And I'm looking forward to it because I like the takes. Either way though, just if you haven't, there's links below to the video. Hit it up, do that. And this was so freaking good, man. I am so glad I do have more of Mage to watch though, because if I was sitting here going, wow, that's great, I have nothing else to watch from Proof Alpha Busa, that would suck. But I don't, so it's fine. For everyone else, sucks to be you. I'm talking to you, Warrior. I make a dick right now, I realize. Either way, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next one.